Welcome back, everybody, to the 2024 Discraft Big Rip Classic presented by Ledgestone. We've got the back nine here, round one action from our MPO feature card of this beautiful PDGA A-Tier coming to you from Lumberton, Mississippi. We're back out here at Eagles Landing. Amazing property, fun card to watch. Conrad, we saw some hot scores so far from this card.
Yeah, not seldom that we see the feature card from round 1 through 9 up on the leaderboard, but they are there. Let's take a look at it here. Silas at 9 under, not 9 under, through 9 holes, he's 6 under. That would be something.
Yeah.
Matteo and Little Size still in the mix there in the top 10. All right, starting out on hole 10 is a par 3 coming in at 417. Similar to what it was in years past. A little bit shorter, though, that you can really reach it and place your shot here off the drive. You either want to come in on the left side of this tree or the right side of the tree, crashing into the hill, trying to stick the hill because there is potential for rollaway down the hill, and there's also potential for out of bounds past the basket.
Yeah, you've still got this large body of water on your left here, which can bring the wind into play. Pretty calm day for the most part, though.
Little side going with a big hyzer around, and would have been much closer had he not hit that tree, but still just outside the circle there. Yeah, I think that the hyzer around the tree is kind of like the safest shot.
Yeah.
Potential for rollaway goes down when you're hitting the slope at that angle.
Thank you.
Yeah, the only real kind of error to avoid is getting the disc too flat and then just having it pushed into the OB road. But there's not a lot of wind here, as we were talking about, to kind of lift and flatten the disc for you, so it's going to hold hyzer angle like these 3 shots have done so far. That one gets caught up a little early, but that's okay there.
That's nice and wide. Coming in.
Nice shot.
And right inside the circle.
Best of the bunch there. That's that Emperor once again for Cam. Silas with a C2 big.
Oh, wow.
Our first run back of the round.
From circle 2 down below the basket. He's like he's shooting the hoops there.
Clean putt there.
Putting it in for the 3. Well, 3-pointer, but 2 strokes. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Little side having to take a knee to get around this tree, and he hits the cage, and the hill
There is OB.
takes the. There is OB.
That's curling though. Okay.
Isn't that what happened to him last time? The previous year on one of the other holes, he hit the cage and it ended up going OB.
I think it happened to more than one of our competitors last year, but I pretty vaguely remember it happening to Silas specifically last year.
There you go.
With
Matteo putting that in. Yeah, I think that's the one that he hit the big putt coming back after he did all that.
No, that was on the old hole from 2 holes ago.
Yeah.
On the original.
Yeah, not this hole that it rolled away. I was talking about the previous.
I have seen rollaways on this hole though as well that went OB last year.
Oh.
Fortunate then bogey for Sylus Williams to close out hole 10. Move on to hole 11. This one is a brand new hole as well. It's a par 4, 546 feet uphill. You've got OB left, OB right, and a plethora of trees to try to get your disc to dodge here. Kind of a turnover backhand or forehand is going to be the preferred route. There's a right side hyzer foot line, which kind of puts you somewhere back about 80 feet or so to give you a chip up here to the green, but this is kind of tricky, and I'm interested to see how these guys take on this one being brand new.
Yeah, because there is a Mando over on the right that's keeping them from going up the road with the hyzer, so.
Oh, I forgot about the Mando, yeah.
So there's like off the tee, there's three OBs that you have to be mindful of: the left, the right, the Mando, and going long into the parking lot. That's just beyond. Now that right there's an ideal shot.
Beauty. Silas is, I mean, I don't want to say he's underrated in power, but he's underrated in power. When you think of like the bigger throwers of the game, his name doesn't necessarily pop to the top of your head, but he can absolutely move some plastic a long way.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you see what he does on his social, when he's out in that field, just ripping at night, with the lights on, it's a show in itself.
Absolutely is. And if you're not checking out Silas Schultz on Instagram, what are you doing? He's one of the best in the game. Puts out incredible content.
Man, they're going with a high forehand here.
Where is it?
I'll take that.
I think it came down behind that tree.
Yeah.
But I think he's still in circle two. He's not that far out. Little side here.
It's like a Firebird in his hand. Just needs to beat that tree and will not and get some roll. Kind of two unlucky breaks on 2 consecutive holes here for Silas.
Yeah.
Schultz going with that splice. Very overstable disc. Just throws it on a chop angle. Lets the disc fight back for him.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Mm-hmm. He missed all the trees, so I mean, you know.
Yeah. What more can you ask for?
Oh, man, he's just trying to throw it in from everywhere, isn't he?
He's young and fearless, man. We mentioned on the front half, he's a 15 and under reigning world champion, so junior world champion. When you're that young and that good,
yeah,
you don't know any fear.
You see all that, and you know who it reminds me of? Wow. It doesn't remind me of this run back, but this run back is better. Just watching Mattio's putt just maneuver through the air before his change is just great.
It is so much fun to watch, man. Just such a treat every time we have him on.
Big side here. Gets his bird too. What I was saying before is being a world champion and being fearless and being young. That's just a recipe for the Robinsons.
Yeah, I was going to say.
What I hear.
Yep. I knew where you were going with it.
Yeah, even the stuff that they're not doing now, just to like when we played with them back when they were 14 and 15,
yeah.
Just
watching them take lines that were just ridiculous and running every putt regardless of out of bounds or situation or if they had a 34-stroke lead.
Yeah.
Just fun to watch.
I still don't understand some of the stuff I saw with their disc not being affected by the wind when everyone else's was. I still don't know how they did that, but here we go. Old hole 12. This is an old hole from last year, so we are familiar with the lines and the lay of the land. Par 3, 360. You got some guardians here in the fairway that you got to beat before you navigate your way down, and just below your throwing surface, this is going downhill, missing that manhole cover and stopping before you go past those other trees. It's a lot to do in a little bit of time, but it can be done, and we've seen it. We want to see it again.
Mattio opting for that pine. That looks like it's headed for that tree.
Yeah.
This is MD5 for Silas.
If we would have just moved just left like that one. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a stable MD5.
Oh, wow. In the action.
Oh, wow.
Off the manhole cover. That's perfect.
Close to this tree. Yeah, it's just pulling.
Is that going to move enough? Well, it misses the tree and kind of works his way down towards the basket. So at first I really thought he like really totally missed his line, but I see what it was going for. That one
split the trees.
He split the trees. Okay.
Sit down.
And kept going.
That
the wall of trees in the back there definitely helped, because he would have been way past the basket. How that was going through there. Mario just going for a nice little to chip up.
Yeah. I believe that's that Warden, the yellow Warden. He's been throwing for quite a few years now. He trusts that disc for those shots. You can see why.
Cam has worked his way. He's the one that's been working his way in the trees.
I was just gonna say,
this round,
at
like
least
the third time.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
What a putt! What a birdie! If it weren't for those trees, he would have been 100 feet past.
I know.
On a mid-range at 360 feet.
So both the sides walking away with some birds.
Couple of pars for the rest of the card here before we move on to one of the fun holes out here at hole 13. And here it is, par 4, 566 feet. OB throughout the entirety of this hole here. You see the right-hand side there, those stakes marking the OB, and the road on the left-hand side as well, out of bounds. At 566, it is attackable in theory for an eagle, but the risk reward kind of just isn't there. Most of these guys are going to play a big hyzer over the top, landing back in that grass there, and then pitching over onto this island green here to get themselves the look for the 3. I just don't see anybody kind of pressing for the eagle here unless you really need it on the last day.
Yeah. And we'll see 2 routes of attack. The spiking hyzer that drops in bounds. And we'll see a straight play is also possible.
Yep, here's that straight play. Same mid he just threw it on the last hole.
It's asking for it to sit because it's going towards OB, but it stays. Thank you, Grabby Grass.
Yeah. This is the adder for Matty. Oh, a very overstable driver.
Yeah, if you're going over the OB, you definitely want to come back with something that's extremely stable, because if you don't make it back across, you're losing a lot of ground there.
Mm-hmm. Looks like the harp.
Who's doing the sound effects?
One of the guys that was following the card there. I believe that was the Matteo harp there. Cam.
All these shots are fine. That's outside the
Just
circle,
outside.
but a clean look.
Yep. Pulled a little bit. Needs to stable up, but he's fine.
Yep. Inside the circle.
And then Silas opting for the forehand here as he's the furthest one up.
High spiking forehand. Parks the basket. Great.
In the bullseye. That'll be a stress-free birdie for him to bring him to 10 under on the round. Cam's been missing these low from this range. Let's see if he can make the adjustment here.
He does.
Getting it in there to get under par once again on the round. Losai looking to get to 4 down on the day, and that's the second one we've seen leak left on him.
Yeah.
Matteo with the birdie, bringing him to 8. And Silas 2-stroke lead so far in the defending champion, playing a very hot round.
All right, coming up to hole 14. Looks like this hole played exactly to par, which is a par 3, 346 feet. You have the OB on the right, as well as the OB road on the left. There is a very little tricky dish that's just in front of the basket right here that is also marked as OB, so you want to make sure you're past that and just stick the mound. If you can stick the mound on the front side, you'll have a stress-free putt. And that's what we all want to have on this type of hole here. This is looking great.
That's incredible. Great shot there. Is my math wrong here? You said it played to par exactly, which I see that too. I'm seeing 40% birdie rate, 25% par, 35% bogey, 4% bogey plus. Doesn't that add up to more than 100%? It's 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. That's 100. It's 100, 104%. All right, I don't know. That's fine. That's all. We're here for disc golf. We're not here to do math equations. We're just looking at good shots being thrown. Here's another one. Gets past the
inside the circle. Inside the circle. Oh, so he corrected the height there, but it was off to the right just a bit. Matty O, dead center pole for the birdie.
9 down on the day. We got a fun battle developing here between Matty O and Silas Schultz. Sylus Williams getting the birdie there to bring him to 4 down.
And at this point, you have a lot of the earlier cars are finished.
Yeah.
They're wrapped up, and now they're hanging around to watch these guys finish from the back half, which is great. This course is, sets up nice for spectators as well.
Yeah, it sure does. You back into the action. Hole 15, a beauty. Hole 3, 371 feet out of bounds where that truck is driving right now, the road, playing OB. You got OB left as well. Big hyzers here coming around this last standing tree from the right-handed players is kind of the play. You can either go inside or outside. Most of these guys are going to push outside of that last tree. We did have one tree come down on the left-hand side, which you'll see when we actually get to the action here. So the inside route of that big tree on the right now is more of a viable option.
See Big Si taking a big hyzer out around, and
that's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's watch it again.
I was going to say that deserves a run back. See it on hyzer the whole way. Skips and glides and just dances. Just to the bullseye.
I believe you said that was an old run of PD, which was in Eagle McMahon's bag previously when he was with Discmania.
Little Si taking
same
route but doing it slightly better. This is crazy.
Let's double it up. Back-to-back run backs here. Just 371 feet up a hill around a tree. No big deal. On a hyzer the whole way. Nothing to see here. All right, Matty, let's make it 3 for 3. Oh, that got dropped.
Yeah, it got dropped.
All right. Right around circle's edge.
Looks like you'll have that small tree to contend with, though, potentially. This right here, it looks like Cam's Emperor again, and
hits the tree, but
Yeah.
Keeps him about
He's
circle's
still
edge.
inside the circle.
Yeah. Oh, Matty, further back than I thought.
He's outside the circle, and that tree is in his way, so...
Trying to shake the old Annie putt around. Unfortunately, just held right too long.
Cam
Good.
making good on that putt.
Knocking that one home there. That's a good birdie to get.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Not just...
a pro level birdie to get this
Yeah,
one.
not
You
just
need
a
an
good
arm.
birdie. That right there was a great putt, though.
Yeah.
Especially recovering from his previous putting mishaps. And then Matty and Big Side just, run of the mill. Put-ins. All right. Hole 16 is playing as the easiest hole on the course today. We'll see why. It's simply a 300-foot hyzer. Par 3, 279-foot hyzer. You want to come in. Most players are either going to skip it off the ground just before he gets into the green and let it settle up to the basket, because there is trouble within the green area itself. So the closer you can get to the basket, the better. Like, I guess you can say that on every hole, can't you?
Yeah, that's disc golf. That's what we play for. Get it close. Get it close, get it in.
That's a wide shot there, but it fights its way back into the circle, and that looks ideal.
Yeah, I believe that's MD5 once again there for Silas, one of his favorite mids. He's got a couple of them in the bag. One of them flies broken, which I don't think we haven't seen yet. But he's got an MD5 that somehow hyzer flips and moves right, which should never happen to an MD5, but...
That looks a little early.
Ooh.
Oh, no. That is good.
I was with you. I
Alright.
thought it's going to be in the stuff on the left, but
Yeah. That's a little high.
that's inside there.
And, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that bad. He's not a good shot, but not terrible.
Good
Now, that was
recovery.
impressive. Yeah.
Mhm. I don't think there's a shot in the bag. Like, we don't see Matty O have to break out overhands or, like, weird shots all the time, but I bet you there's not a shot in the bag that he doesn't know how to throw.
Oh, yeah. Playing as long as he's been playing and with the technology that was out then and this versus
Yeah.
now, yeah, he knows how to do every mode of scramble there is.
Yeah.
Like,
May not use them all the time, but I bet if he had to, he can.
well, ideally, you don't want to have to use them at all. but
Exactly.
It's,
And
it's good to have them in the bag.
It's a good reason why he doesn't have to use them, because he's that good. Hole 17 as we wind our way down the home stretch here. Par 3, 340 feet downhill pretty much from the start all the way to the end here. You see this tunnel that the drone is flying down here. Preferable play? Words are hard. Four hands coming down here, getting a skip to the right-hand side. Straight mid-ranges that kind of drift to the right, or putters can also work as well. The backhand a little bit more touchy as you kind of want to navigate that downslope and not hit early and cut back left.
The only thing you have to worry about with the forehand is potentially getting the skip and that happening. It's just like a mix of pine straw and grass
on
there
me, right?
and sand. So, like, it's very hard to determine exactly what the disc is going to do. But
Yeah.
most of the time, you're playing for that skip when it's coming in by the green on the forehand. Oh,
That's too straight and too low. There is out of
Yeah.
bounds. I didn't mention the OB road on the left, which if you get there, something's gone terribly wrong. There's also OB right-hand side where those stakes are, and OB long, but really shouldn't come into play for any of these guys here.
Cam hit the sandy spot there and got stood up just outside the circle.
And just kind of choked out the skip.
Oh,
Again,
Mario hits the last tree.
I'm just remembering this from last year. I remember Matteo going with an orange Ati. And this year I think he's playing a little bit of a faster disc. And I remember last year he got this hole at least twice with that Ati. So I'm a little confused. Oh,
Worked out.
Yeah, two
Oh,
throws
forgot
in
about
there at the
this.
same time.
yeah. I forgot this even happened. Both Maddie and Sylus Williams throwing at the exact same time. So if you saw there 2 discs coming into your screen, that's what happened. Silas a little high there, unfortunately, on his bid for the birdie.
And Cam setting up from outside the circle and hits the cage.
So we're back to the low miss again.
Yeah.
Williams looking to save the par.
Yes.
Good hit there. And really just a couple of tap-ins left for the rest of the card here before we close things out on hole 18.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a very strong round. Can't overlook here the fact that Silas is currently 13 down with 1 left to play.
That is a lot of birdies.
Mm-hmm.
Discraft built for flight. Built for flight.
All right, here we are, hole 18, finishing off here. This did come in as the 3rd most difficult hole, which makes it a great finishing hole. You see the OB around the Mando tree there. Wait, that tree's not Mando.
No, it's not.
I totally forgot it. Yeah, it's not Mando. All right. But you do want to make that turn. Have OB on the left, OB on the right, all the way down, and OB long of the basket. Great finishing hole. You have a lot of options here. We've seen people go for it in 2, but most people are going to play for the 3. Ooh, is it going to... Oh, did not skip off the road. It continued and just stayed OB.
2 straight.
That's the most common play that you'll see right there. It's just a backhand turnover. Landing in the ideal landing zone.
Oh, that's gotta hurry. Oh, she's flippy.
Okay. So he knows his disc. He knows his disc.
Sit. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm getting it to stick there.
Oh, same
as
Silas.
Schultz there, unfortunately. Yep. So they're gonna have to take this back quite a ways back here. Now this kind of brings par into a question here, because not an easy up and down here.
Whoa,
big.
He takes the big spiky hyzer.
All right, yeah, great shot.
That is.
So that does give him a legitimate chance there to save the par. Matty O looking to do the same from where he is, going with the lower route.
Is it going to make it back over in time? It does not. Yeah, the OB kind of pinches as it gets closer to the basket, so it becomes even a smaller landing area that you have to land to stick.
Yeah, it does. Matty, uncharacteristic there. Double OB here on hole 18. Playing the new course blind. Not a lot of new holes, but enough to kind of add a little bit of more mental strain than what you want out here. And unfortunately, he's not having quite the clean round that you would want to start. Cam a little shorter than I think he would have liked there on that approach.
I think he's still inside the circle, but still, like you said, a little short here. A little sigh in the middle of the fairway. Approaching with a nice putter here.
Go in. Do it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. That's one way to try to get the 2.
See here. I love it. Matty throwing that new Sylus, newly retooled, right by the basket.
Retooled with no finger things, right? No.
Yeah, none of the finger grip pads up top.
So I wouldn't know how to identify it as a Sylus.
Well, it says Sylus on top. I don't know if you saw.
Nah, that's not. I never see Syluses that say that.
Nice
great putt.
Finishing it out with the birdie, bringing him down to 7 under on the day. Way to hang in there. He had some moments there where things kind of could have got off the rail with some bad rollaways, but he kept his composure there. Finishing strong. Cam with the birdie as well. 4 down on the day.
Silas Schultz with the par even after the OB stroke.
He was on a tear. Birdied everything from 10 through 16, closing out with 2 pars. Matteo, unfortunately, after the double OB, going to finish with the double bogey. Still in the hunt, though, at 7 under, even with that.
Taking a look at the leaderboard, we see that we have Silas, Matteo, Alex, and Chad Sherbert making a reappearance from last year. Sylus Williams is still there on the chase card, and we have a few other people that are still chasing these lead card that we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, this was a fun round. I'm liking the new changes to the courses, definitely adding more elements to kind of consider throughout here. Big thank you to everybody for checking us out. Check us out on all of our socials at Ace Run Pro. Across the board, we've got a lot more content coming your way to fill your off season and fill that void for you. Shout out to Silas Schultz with a ripping 1085 rated round 1. Thank you as always to our Ace Runners over on Patreon. Check us out at patreon.com/AceRunPro to support more coverage like this. We appreciate you guys checking out the action. We'll see you for round 2 from the 2024 Discraft Big Rip. Thanks for checking it out.